If you are collecting scrap fabrics and want to start making some nice project with them, this is the project for you. Let's make a few more of these. It's a few days to Christmas and I have decided to make my own table decorations. The things that we're talking today doesn't have to be Christmassy, it can be for any occasion. So it's Hessian and little patchwork Christmas themed picture on it, and then we're backing it just with another scrap fabric. My daughter has chosen the stocking, so I think they're really good actually to use up all your very small scrap fabric. It's going to brighten up your Christmas day and you can use them for years to come. Let's get crafting. So first of all, what you need, I would say you need a few of these templates, what you want to put it. It could be heart shape, it could be bauble actually, would be really nice as well. I'm just thinking about it. But just keep in mind the size of it. So you don't want it to be taking over your whole coaster. I think this is like pretty good size, and if I'm putting these on here, they're roughly the same size. Let's just quickly measure what size is the finished product. So it's just short of, again, if you're a follower of my channel, you know I eyeball most of the things. So it's just short of 5" by 5" square. So yeah, that's the final size. I think it's good for the bigger glass or kind of your coffee cup or hot chocolate cup. Other thing that you need is I'm using felt just to add some little bit extra bulk or kind of firmness to the item. Although the Hessian fabric itself is quite nice firm as well, but it really helps to kind of position the scrap fabric on your design. So here is my selection of scrap fabrics. They don't have to be Christmassy. And I've chosen as well my backings, again using up quite a few of the scrap fabrics, which I'm super happy about. We can plan more about it next year, but yeah, this is my last project for this year. So as I said, we're going to be using one of these mini felt pieces. I'm just going to draw the actual shape on one side of the felt. I don't think the felt has got right or wrong side. I'll show you later why it's really good to have that kind of drawn shape already. So we've got little Christmas stocking here. I'll show you as well how how I did the Christmas tree. I actually hand draw the pattern for that. For your Christmas tree, you want to create like triangle and then a little base for the bottom of the tree. That's the tree stump. I've positioned it in the middle, and then to make triangle I'm just gonna mark the middle on the top and then connect these. And I'm not gonna cut these shapes out yet, so just follow along, okay? Don't get cutting these out. So these are the two items I'm gonna work you through. Now let's take our scraps. I quite like the Christmas tree to have like golden star on top, so I'm gonna use this golden fabric, and I like it to have like a little bit of angle. Next piece, let's see what we've got. You can just cut what you want. Where we are actually putting the things is the other side of the felt. I'll show you later why we're doing that. You'll start sewing straight away. So you just put it over there and you sew it. Straight stitch, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I would say you don't need back stitch, just make sure it covers the Christmas tree. So we finger press it, or you can use pins as well. So next to that, maybe we want some little bit of Christmassy fabric. So you want it to be like that, so you just put it over here. You want to take the pin out now before you sew. And let's sew that one in place. Again, each step, just make sure you've covered the Christmas tree shape. So I want to add different color here, so I'm going to cut this one shorter. Again, these small offcuts, we can use them later on. Finger press. So I need a little bit extra in here. What color would be nice there? So once you've covered the Christmas tree area, we have sewn something to the back. Oops. Oh well, I could just cut it off. That was not meant to be there. Next thing what we're going to do is go on the back. So now is where you're going to see why it was good to leave that, or kind of have this drawing at this outside. So we're going to take the Christmas tree design and just sew over it. Right, and so now you see that we've got the triangle shape here. Threads that are in the front, I'm gonna cut them off. We're yet to add the tree trunk, but I want to cut these fabrics off first. Cut quite close, and you can use these for another tree, creating more scraps, but we're using up quite a bit here. So I've got a little bit brown fabric, then let's go and stitch that on. Now let's cut the whole Christmas tree out. If a little bit of the felt is showing, it doesn't really matter, part of the character. Feel free to turn it to the felt side and just cut slightly off the line, because you don't want to cut the thread. So this is your Christmas tree. Next we need to do the Hessian part, but let's do the stocking first. I think it would be good to have the pink on top. So again, we're doing the same principle. Finger press. You want to create a little bit like angles on your work. So use that. Honest, the perfect way using up your teeny tiny fabric scraps. I think something yellow would be nice next. red maybe? Stars. Bulking, you can cut these off. Right, let's see. So we've covered it all, and I've done it wrong way. There you go. Not the end of the world. Now let's go over it. So you need to go quite slowly here. With more intricate pattern. So here is our shape. It's quite nice. Let's cut it out. So here's our stocking and Christmas tree. Next is our Hessian fabric. So I said we want our finished product to be around 5 inches. So let's cut out some Hessian. And so place these roughly in the middle and attach them. So you can have any kind of edging stitch, what you wish. I think I'm going to do zigzag this time around, a bit longer. Let's see how we're getting on. Again, slower pace might be useful. Feel free to pin your template on. To ensure it doesn't move. Here it is, the front. Let's do the other one. So we've done all the patterns, and next we want to put the backing on these now. So I've chosen some fabric scraps, and the way we're gonna put it is right side facing down. So we're gonna have this facing out, and then we're gonna put our fabric facing down, or right sides facing each other. Probably want to put some pins in. So next we're gonna sew them, straight stitch. So the way you want to do it is leave a little gap where you're gonna be turning it over. I suggest not leaving it on the bottom or top, do it on the side. So I think I'll leave my gap here, and on stockings I think I'm gonna leave again on the sides, and do a back stitch as well. So Hessian is quite tricky fabric. It kind of starts fraying quite easily, especially the outside string kind of. So need to handle it very carefully. So I've left about 2 inches or less. Next, as with this kind of projects, cut off excess fabric, although you don't want to cut too much of the Hessian off. So because you can see the stitches here, corners you want to cut off. Carefully not cutting that stitch, and then any excess fabric, I would say, cut it down as well. So next, where did we leave our gap? We have to carefully turn it around. I'll suggest starting from one of the corners, pushing that through, and then you just pull the rest of it through. And you can see it starts fraying already, so you need to be quite careful with it. And then just push the corners with something like knitting needle, or if you've got the actual, this is coming through. Don't fret. We're gonna do another round. So the Hessian is really delicate, kind of fraying fabric, so you need to be super careful. And then where we had the hole, we just, when we do our top stitch, we're gonna just sew over it. So I'm just pushing these strings in here. To be honest, if it looks rustic, it adds to the character. So don't worry about it too much, but you want to make sure all these are pointing downwards. Rest of the edges just lay flat. Got one coming out here as well. I don't actually mind having a little bit of sticking out. Let's put the stitch length quite long, I'll say 4, and then do the top stitch. So here you have it, nice little coaster for your Christmas table. and I'll just finish off the rest now. So here is the final decoration. Yeah, I think it looks lovely.